Happy Monday, everybody. I am so grateful today. It's a beautiful day. It's my first day back after what feels like a whirlwind European or non-European tour if you include Morocco. Got back last night, definitely got a few bags under my eyes, but I'm so grateful to be here. I'm just so grateful to pick up where we left off last week, which is Love Heals. And obviously that's how I ended the message, and this whole week has been about love healing and what that actually means. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, I've often ended up in love situations where either I've felt very, very strongly or the person has felt very strongly and I haven't. And I've been very interested in what that's all about. You know, why doesn't it come about that both people feel the same sort of intensity? And I've been very lucky to be in touch with and hanging out with a couple of very esteemed psychiatrists and psychotherapists over the last week or two. And the topic of transference came up, which is when, you know, you associate all these sort of wonderful feelings of love and you know, passion and joy and so forth with a particular other. And therefore you then get attached to the fact that they are the provider of those feelings, but actually those feelings are inside of you. Now, if I've understood this correctly, this is similar to the opposite being projection. Projection being when we project negative emotions onto others, as in other people trigger in us emotions we like to suppress, such as anger and hatred and resentment, and they push our buttons and then we feel them and we blame them for it. Now, the transference thing's very interesting because I've ended up in situations before. I'm an empath, I'm very sensitive to the emotions of others. It makes me great in my job, not so great in personal relationships, as I've said before, because what happens is I confuse my own feelings for the feelings of others, and if I'm not feeling it and the other person is, I want to keep them happy, and I abandon myself and I push down my own feelings as a way of keeping them happy and therefore not risking their disapproval, because I have a vested interest in being approved of because I don't love myself enough. This isn't my current paradigm, this is just where I've been in the past. So with Mercury retrograde over the last couple of weeks, there's been a review of all of this, and I was talking about romance last week and saying romance was all around, and really this has been about me romancing myself more and seeing the beauty in life and literally waking up every day just feeling joyful and magical. Now, what was my intention? The vibration I was working with was all 100 trillion cells of my being vibrate to true love, to magic and romance, and I've added passion recently just to add a bit of zhuzh to it as well. So started seeing magic everywhere. I've just been in Greece, unicorns everywhere again, Pegasus is everywhere, and love everywhere. Like yesterday I was at the airport, one woman was wearing a t-shirt with love written across it, another woman had it written across her flip-flops, and I put on my socks on the plane and they were the ones that have love written on them as well. So it's just this a wonderful reaffirmation from the universe that when you are living by intention, you know, change your view of the world and the world around you changes, that when you actually have an intention and you work with it and you're disciplined, you're a student, you want to see the benefits of it, then it all happens and you start to see evidence of it. Remember, what comes up first is what's out of alignment. And I had a situation last week where some serious transference was going on, but not my end. And I was finding myself in conflict, feeling that I needed to go along with something that didn't really feel very true to me as a way of keeping another person happy. And thankfully, my self-love kicked in, and all of the work that I've been doing recently with reprogramming my subconscious and releasing pain from my pain body, and releasing guilt, blame and shame, and realigning my relationships with women and with men, so the sacred feminine, sacred masculine. This is all Susanna's work and work that I'm going to be offering very soon through my digital products. It's shifting, and you know what? The proof was in the pudding, both in this situation where I lovingly spoke my truth and just, you know, held myself, because I spent many years in a relationship where I wasn't holding myself, and then I kept projecting my negative emotions onto my partner because I wasn't really happy in it. I didn't want to be in it, but I didn't trust I deserved better or I could have better. So this repetitive vicious cycle, I'm sure many of you will know what I mean. Anyway, took the leap of faith, broke out, A few months ago I was posting from Greece, you know, how challenging I found it when I went home, because all the cellular memory revisiting would happen, and being in my mum's home, and my stepdad having remarried, and my dad's own romantic issues. All of this stuff kind of affects me, all the stress that I associate with the Greek mentality. No offence to Greeks, I am Greek. This time I was there and it was just amazing. It was like, in every environment that I've previously experienced stress, literally 2-3 months ago, I was able to hold my own energy. Even yesterday when we were on the plane, we were delayed for, you know, an hour and a half to get on the plane. Most people were pretty grotty. What did I do? I was feeling a little antsy. I just prayed for the whole plane. I just prayed gratitude for the whole plane, that we'd be safe, we'd be happy, and spoke to a really interesting person next to me. The whole flight, actually giggled the whole way, which was excellent. Normally I try and sleep. Anyway, back to Greece. Amazing. So blessed. The more gratitude you show, the more life shows you reasons to be grateful. I've had 2 courses, toddler yoga and maternity professionals, where I've been training maternity professionals. So open. How blessed am I to go back to my hometown and where my genes are from, and to be offering something so powerful. No resistance. As my resistance clears, no resistance from those around me. It's magic. It's amazing. It's so exciting. And beyond this, you know, coming back and just being really open to what is here, you know, being in that space of truth, and also recognizing, you know, gratitude and forgiveness are 2 really, really powerful tools for love healing. Because forgiveness, as I've said before, starts with the self, but it's not like, oh, I forgive you. It's, I radically forgive myself 100 times over a day. Every time I project a nasty thought, every time I go into fear, every time I go into panic, every time I act out of alignment with my integrity. Yogi Bhajan said that, you know, he was addressing a group of his students and sort of said, you know, the only difference between me and you is that I radically forgive myself. I forgive myself 100 times a day. And it's something that I want to invite you to practice, is actually forgiving yourself all day. This is another exercise from the book, the Miracles book I showed you last week. But you can put an elastic band around your wrist, and every time you notice yourself being in a nasty thought, just flick it to remind yourself to snap out of it and go back to forgiveness. And also, if you're not sure about trusting yourself, because I do remember what it feels like to not feel like I can trust my intuition, because my intuition has led me down too many painful places in the past, which was all part of my growth. You know, bring your hands to your heart and just ask your heart, you know, what does my heart know about this? And breathe into it, because the answer will come about every situation. I'm feeling so much more solid about my intuition, about what I know, about stepping into my bigness, not in a big-headed way, but just like, I'm living it daily. This isn't something that you have peak moments of anymore. And, oh, you know, isn't it nice to feel good because I feel crap most of the time? I feel great most of the time, like literally great most of the time. So cool, and I really want to share that with you. And, you know, if you're interested potentially in doing some work with me around this stuff, let me know, because I'm going to be rolling out some products soon, and there'll be a new website. I'm going to be putting this whole video series up on my Rosanna Kelly Betsos YouTube channel now, because if you want to subscribe, it's a really helpful way for me to actually get to know you guys and to know what you like and so forth. So if you want to do that, this week's videos through that channel, just subscribe to it, and please feel free to share, because we've got so many amazing things to do together, and it's all about lifting the vibe to joy, to compassion, to love. So happy, just want to share that with you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Have a lovely day and a week. Take care. Bye bye.